shouldn't be doing that. Oh yeah, we're live. Okay. Right. We are going to... Oh. Time warp a bit. We are... Well, first we're going to build a relay station around Kerbin, Midmus and the Mun, and then we're just gonna build a Mun base. If, in case you don't know, the Mun is basically like the analog of, or the in-game version of the moon. So let's get started. So it's gonna have a bunch of... Never mind, I'll just choose something else. So it's going to have this in the center, these modular girder segments. Then it's only going to be one of those, but it's going to have a system of this. Also, it's probably too much as well. Also, I'm going to remove that from symmetry and delete those. So, let's put a decoupler on. There you go. I don't know how I got that wrong. The Probodyne hex. Solar panels, of course. Them. That's there you go. They'll now be facing radially out relative to the center of the craft. So next thing, the relay antenna. Done. So that's pretty much everything. Times 3. That's also kind of clipping inside. You know what, let's just get rid of that. Put that there. No, that's going to be clipping. Undo. Are they touching? Tiny bit. There you go. Oh, need to offset it by a bit more. There you go. I also need to put some SAS. SAS nodes. Sorry, I just got a bit confused there. So, and well, there you go. Also, I'm just going to remove all of them from symmetry. This craft does look a bit ludicrous, I cannot lie. I don't really need to make orbital adjustments, so you know, they'll be fine. So that's around Kerbin at different inclinations. It's around Midmus, so Mun. That's and that's around Midmus. We'll set them at relatively different inclinations. For the main reason, I'm going to wire up all their solar panels extending. Main reason of so that they don't get pulled into the Mun's sphere of influence. Hi, person in chat. No. No. Who the hell's Zameful? No. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. You know, it's fine. So we need struts. No, not like that. So if we use auto struts, it will spaz out and okay, and it'll cause bad things. Yeah, very good explanation, I know. Okay. It's Dinon, whatever your surname is, I can't even pronounce it. I actually can, that's a joke. Right, let's turn off symmetry. Auto strut. We also need to auto strut relative to the launcher. Right, let's get the Kerberdyne S3 14,400. Now let's just put that there. Payload. How much can I? Yeah, I know who you are. So, Mr. Chat person. Let's go to the hanger extender. Or use the hanger extender. How much can we extend this out? Never mind, I'll just put it higher up. Right, let's build the fairing. Can I? God damn it, I can't do that. You know what, let's move all these in then. It's off. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, they're not, see, that's a double-edged sword doing that. Whatever, let's just move them in. So that's slotted in. Yep. Just offset them. Lovely. Right, so yeah, this is the first part of the relay network. No, it's network. I do have a space station though, which I can I'll just save this craft, save and continue, and I'll go to that. Took a couple of launches to build. It's based off the International Space Station. Tracking station. KSS, ISS, but Kerbal. I'm also gonna time warp until it's in the day. Sunlight. Here you go. This lovely thing. Let's go on EVA. These aren't humans, by the way, they're Kerbals, like the aliens. That's kind of the whole premise of this game. But yeah, there you go. It's just we're technically changing the craft's orbit by doing this. Also, no, I shouldn't be doing that. Because if you crash into the solar panels too quickly, you'll literally break them, and you need an engineer to repair them. And yeah, thanks. And that's kind of annoying to do. And I don't even have any engineers right now. You know what? Let's deorbit you. No, there's no point. I need to enable cheats. Yeah, of course I have. Oh god, no. Yeah, IKR, I know, right? Go there. I pressed the ball button and the change camera button at the same time. I was worried about that crashing because that would really suck. Anyway, Space Center. Just wait for that to load. Yeah, VAB, VAB. Let's wait for this to load. Oh, it didn't save it. Oh, it did. Good. I was about to get very annoyed there. Can we get the largest fairing on here? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, we can. Just terminate. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. There you go, close the fairing. It's a lovely looking craft, I know. So, just get the Kerbdyne S3 14400 tank. Or just drop that, of course, to the root parts. So those SAS modules are also there for when we detach the satellites, our stability will be not whack off, but relatively far off-ish. And that is still a problem. So this already has loads of delta V. I'm just going to add a bit more actually. And then there's this thing. No. Let's get a engine plate. I don't know why that even has staging, to be honest. And some vector engines, because they have very good thrust to weight ratio. Just place yeah, they'll add a lot of stability vectors as well, just due to that. So this will add to our stability. And so will, well, sticky it the other way. So let's turn off hanger extender. For this purpose. And let's attach some launch clamps. Most of the engines light first. This vector also lights as well. Oh yeah. Let's go. It's completely unmanned. It's setting up a relay network, not a manned space station network, because we already have that. We'll make some additions to the space station. I mean, it doesn't have radiators right now. It doesn't need them. It doesn't need most of the stuff, like all those solar panels. It's mainly just aesthetics. And this fairing, I just realised how stupid it looks. Technical issues. There's launch clamps. No, I'm trying to grab the launch clamps. Not the most effective thing. Let's just get rid of that and move this up there. It's faster. Also, I forgot to auto strut all of this. Why is when it auto struts to the heaviest part, it goes for the part that isn't the heaviest? Well, I guess because it's the heaviest part, then it wouldn't make sense. Are all of these... Well, those just have regular struts, which are like pretty much unbreakable. Outside of the fact that engineers can actually disable them on EVA, but you can have pretty much anything hang from struts, no matter what it is. Right, let's go again. Oh god, that TWR is terrible. You saw it fall down onto the launch pad there. And yeah, this fairing looks stupid as ever. Luckily, this rocket will be very stable. So the Vector engines just a really good gimbal. They're the base of the Space Shuttle's RS-25 engines. You could speed this up, but the only problem is physics warp. Well, it's fine at times too, but anything above that will really cause some problems. So here we are, rising above the cloud layer. Just realised my sounds. Is it broken? No, you can't hear it. You can't hear the engines. All you can hear is the sound of the air. Down. Stable. So don't need the ones really close. But we do to Kerbin, like in a really low orbit, like near our space station, because there's already ground stations, but this will relay their signal to geostationary orbits. So you don't need to slap a really big antenna onto your next, really my next craft, so I don't have to. So we're starting to accelerate, not by a considerable margin though. Is our time to apoapsis? Yeah, it's going on, that's good. So Kerbin's atmosphere is 70 kilometers. Also about to perform stage separation. Oh, we need to revert there. I think I need more fuel in that stage. So what's the cluster right now? So get rid of the launch clamps, don't need them right now. Let's put the engine in there. Attach nodes, no, 8 by 1. Also add more fuel because it barely get off the ground with 7. So with that extra fuel we'll need, well, especially need more thrust. I hope this is the last time that we lift off on this craft. I didn't even check how much Delta V we had, and I forgot to put launch clamps on. Launch clamps aren't super necessary. Yeah, it can get us into orbit, that can. I know it will gradually decrease, just due to the engine efficiency changing. But it's not really the concern right now. It's also very steep, I just noticed gravity turn. I did not mean for that. But yeah, here we are, just slowly rising above. Yes, I have a model parallax, which helps, which reworks the textures for KSP surfaces. It has things like city lights in, as you can see there, or just images of cities. And it does have a bit of a problem when you zoom in or are close to a shoreline, but it's fine. Stability. Yep. So need to time warp a bit in a second. It's way too steep. Our time to apoapsis is actually decreasing. That part's starting to overheat. Tell from the colour shift, that's weird. I know we're starting to encounter the aerodynamic forces you can see here, which also means I don't really want to separate at this time. Well, detach the fairing actually and find separate here this time. Yep, checked. This engine isn't actually very stable, or this design on its own, but luckily the engine gimbal and the Rhino engine's gimbal and the the system on the upper part of the craft where there are those reaction wheels. Damn, those struts are really working well. This is 10 times physics warp. And we can deploy the fairing now. Oh. Apologies for that notification, everyone. And burn. I don't know if this is enough for missions to both Minmus and the mum. Oh, we only need to accelerate by about 400, or about 300 now. So orbital velocity around Kerbin is roughly 2200 meters per second. Close enough. Roughly, well, we are higher up than 70 kilometers, so we would have to be going faster. But let's create a maneuver node. get us to the Mun, but we're not actually gonna drop the satellites there just now. We're going to use its gravity to slingshot us out into a way larger orbit. We don't want to get shot out of this Kerbin system. Right, so the burn's in 3 minutes. And yeah, this is what we're doing. So accelerating by 800 meters per second. We'll do a Mun flyby. And we'll be in a way higher orbit, as you can tell. Then I'll detach the satellites. I think I'll just time warp until we get another Mun encounter. Deploy the satellites in orbit, then perform one final burn to get around Minmus and capture, because that takes little fuel. 3, 2, 1. Always remember to quick saves, you know, just in case something screws up. Sorry about that, everyone. My music video that I'm playing had an advert, which is nice. Oh, we need to throttle down a bit, just so we don't completely overshoot. You know what, we're fine. Except now. And there we go, so we're doing a flyby at the Mun, which you can see there. Let's just warp here. Hello Mun. Goodbye Mun. So, warp a bit more. And here we are, so our periapsis, still very high. Now, just gonna quick save again, just in case a problem occurs. Oh. Yeah, oh, sorry everyone that you noticed that. Yeah, none of you saw that. I definitely didn't just alter the game so that I could use that. Oh, sorry, never mind, that's actually not a problem. What I was thinking of was this running out of fuel, but that doesn't matter. To be honest, I'll just disable electric charge usage for that. Doesn't matter until we detach all the satellites. So, 3, 2, 1. Right, their orbits aren't that different, except for at the apoapsis where you can see the difference, but it's not much. You know, we're fine. So, it's one craft. But that's not the way it's going. Right, next I'm gonna add a maneuver, and there you go. That's what we need. We need a munning counter. Popped up there for a second, but that's a bit of a problem. Right, so let's just do that so that we have an apoapsis. There you go, we'll maximize the O-berth effects like that. Lower the throttle because I'm definitely going to mess that up if I set the burn to 0.8 seconds. So that's a drifting, well, yes, pretty significant amount now. Especially after we perform a burn to get into a munning counter. You can't even tell that that's running. But anyway, 2. And let's create another maneuver. It's a relatively eccentric of an orbit. Right, here we go. Three, two, one. This is a quick burn because I didn't realise that the engine was on its lowest thrust it was its lowest thrust setting. That's fine. Detach them. Now, we're going to set Minimus as a target. I can easily, I think pretty much everyone can get to the Mun easily after a couple hours of KSP. But I really struggled to get Minimus. I even need to set it as a target. But you look at that burn actually gets us an encounter. Need to be careful here, so it doesn't boot us out. Don't do that. Oh god, that moves it so much. So this is a quick burn. Yep, warp to next maneuver. This craft is still relatively close. Also, decrease it a bit. That's fine. Problem is, Minimus, unlike the Mun, which is not on an inclination at all and is pretty much level with the KSC, Minimus, if I zoom out here, is on an inclination relative to the curbing in the Mun, which leads to some problems. But whatever. Do we get a Minimus encounter? No, we need to accelerate by way more. Let's get it level, and then let's decelerate. Let's do another maneuver now to check that that will actually work. So we're about to leave. Now, cut to it. So, no, that would do not what we want to do. We'll get a money encounter if we can keep doing that. So, damn. Let's just warp to next maneuver. Mum's moving very slowly away from us right now. Moving. I can also increase that and also lower it as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible. Don't want to make it too low, but the Oberth effect is very important. Now, okay, so we're coming in from that way. Okay. Not moving very fast. Yeah, let's warp here. Doesn't that look lovely? These I'm going to do them differently. So instead of just separating them at the same inclination due to how little delta V it requires, I'm just going to change their inclination. Oh, you see, that's why we're setting this up, because we don't actually have any signal on this side of Minmus. And so obviously we need this to prevent that from happening. Yeah, that's fine. Let's detach you. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't have any signal, don't we? Yeah, that's fine. Just change inclination, or sorry, just changing inclination, to be honest, would be absolutely fine. Yeah, that's fine. Next one's So next thing is we're going to make it completely polar. I know this music, I've heard this before. Anyway, let's detach. Is it fine? Yep, just have to check to make sure it doesn't crash. And let's just keep pointing this way. We might need to slow down a bit. No, I would like one with a very eccentric orbit. So let's detach this at a different time. So the relay network works better. No, let me... yeah, you didn't see that at all. All I need to do is just enable that, that's it. Also, turn off reaction wheels. And turn that off. All we really need to do is just deorbit it. You know what, we have enough Delta V. Let's not. Let's just crash this. Let's burn this up in Earth's atmosphere, Kerbin's atmosphere. It'll just look better. Orbits are fine. Bam. Doesn't this look good? Next one is just going to be for the whole solar system. Let's make it burn up in the atmosphere instead of just... Let's make it burn up in the atmosphere instead of just crashing it. Also, let's not do that. And yes, I am aware that I'm using this X, and I completely apologize, everyone. Right. So what if we turn it onto hyperly? Now let's just walk down to here. So we're going to crash in Kerbin's atmosphere at about, I'd say about 3,500 meters per second. Around that. I did a mission to Sarnus, which is the analog using all the outer planets, to Saturn. And I re-entered Kerbin's atmosphere at over 7,000 meters per second. I mean, the moment I got into the atmosphere. So yeah, here's the re-entry heating. The moment I got into the atmosphere, things stabilized, and the things I was experiencing overheating. Yeah. Craft is not actually burning up. I don't know if I have re-entry heating set to max. It is on, as you can see from that overheat label. This thing is moving at 3,000 meters per second, and yet is actually not going to overheat. Now, is re-entry heating in this? Let's just turn that on. Okay, but at least we're going to crash over ocean. All this random section is. What if we increase the gravity? Okay. And it's gone. And there you go. It's got to the tracking station. And we should see it. Oh, where's that bad link coming from? Someone connected to the red link. Oh, it's all the stations. I wouldn't say it's the craft itself that's experiencing that. So that's been in orbit for 13 years, the KSS, because my mission to Sarnus, which I'll have to zoom out for forever to get to. Not forever. It took 15 years to get here. And I went to its moon, Haley. Shall tell you, was nearly impossible to land on. It was cool flying through the rings, but Haley's only 6 kilometers wide, so even Gilly's giant compared to it. Imagine trying to land a relatively large craft in that. Yeah, an Elu orbits in. Just realised how created it is. It has slate, and it has the analogue to Titan, which is Tecto. So obviously Titan is Saturn's largest moon, very famous for its thick nitrogen atmosphere. Urium, which is Uranus, it kind of has rings, just like real life. Poulter, I barely know anything about Uranus's moon, so it has a moon of a moon. Wow, does Wallental. And obviously Neptune, and they have the analogue. I think it only has one moon, Niden, in the game, which is the analogue to Triton. Never mind, no, it isn't this, it does have two. But yeah, Triton's quite far in. Fatmo, it's the analogue to Triton, and this thing, which I probably didn't see, was much smaller and it's very misshapen due to its low gravity. Zoom. And obviously Pluto, or sorry, Plock, as the game calls it. Kind of similar, you can see the brown pigments, and this one makes me laugh. Karen instead of Sharon. Sharon is Pluto's biggest moon, and of course they renamed it Karen. Anyway. Right, well, next stream I'm probably going to conduct more science in the game and build a Mondays or something. But thank you guys for watching this stream, and I'll see you in the next video.